Many thanks for joining us on the newsroom. I am Fidelia Aguncha. The suspended chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, has asked the presidential panel probing him over alleged corruption and insubordination to share with him copies of the petitions filed against him by Abubakar Malami, Attorney General of the Federation, and other individuals. The suspended EFCC boss, in a 16-point letter signed by his lawyer Wahab Shitu, complained that despite his request, he had been denied copies of allegations against him. Magu, who regained his freedom on Wednesday after more than a week in detention, also called the panel's attention to what he called serial falsehood publications in the media in respect of matters which never featured in the proceedings of the panel. He cited 13 publications in the media which he said were orchestrated to prejudice the proceedings against him and dismissed them as false. Officers of the Nigeria Police Force have stormed the residence of Joy Nunwe, former acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The security agents arrived at the residence located at 3 Owuru Creek View of Herbert Macaulay Street, Old GRA, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, early Thursday morning. Now, according to reports, the police officials arrived at the place at about 4:30 a.m., demanding that Nunwe should follow them. The development is coming ahead of Nunwe's appearance before a Senate panel in Abuja investigating the activities of the NDDC. The Senate is alleging the mismanagement of 40 billion naira by the Interim Management Committee of the Commission. The controversy over tenure elongation of the Clerk of the National Assembly, Mohammed Sani Omolori, has ended with his retirement. The National Assembly Service Commission on Wednesday issued a statement in which it announced Sani Omolori's retirement with 151 others, including the Secretary of the National Assembly Service Commission, Olusonya Ajakaye. The commission said workers who had attained the retirement age of 35 years in service or is 60 years of age should leave. It added that such workers will get their retirement letters soon. But Sani Omolori on Wednesday directed the affected workers to ignore the commission's statement, saying it has no power to take such decision. And now to politics. All the 12 aspirants jostling for the governorship ticket of the All Progressives Congress APC in Ondo State have been cleared by the party's screening committee. The party's screening panel, chaired by Tijani Tumsa, had on July 8 and 9 screened the state incumbent governor Rotimi Akeredolu alongside 11 other aspirants in Abuja. Meanwhile, 11 of the screened aspirants have rejected the indirect mode of primary adopted by the party. In a letter signed by them and addressed to the party, they argued that the direct mode of election should be adopted instead. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has fixed October 10, 2020 for the governorship election in Ondo State. The Federal Executive Council (FEC) has approved a solid waste management policy for the country. Minister of Environment Mohammed Mahmood revealed this to State House correspondents while briefing them on decisions reached at this week's virtual cabinet meeting chaired by President Muhammadu Buhari. Mahmood said the policy will help improve cleanliness across the country, as well as give room for the conversion of waste to wealth while also creating job opportunities.
We are looking at reducing waste. We are looking at reusing, recycling, repair, and reduction. Now, why National Solid Waste Management policy? Because it will provide a framework for a comprehensive, integrated solid waste management in which the federal, the state, local government, MDAs, institutions, NGOs will all be part of this. This is something that needs a coordinated effort and will provide, among other things, one, good quality environment, which will mean healthier people, will provide jobs because we'll have this waste is no longer waste, it's now resources. We consider it a resource because you can reuse, you can recycle, you can do all that. Ultimately, the one that you cannot even, the rubbish, the garbage, can be turned into other things. Like we have plastic recycling plant right here next to us in Karu. What we do with that, we take these plastics, whether it's pure water, leather, where is the bottles, whatever it is, as long as it's plastic, we take it to that plant. It's washed, it's run through the system, it's melted and turned into pellets. This pellet can be used to produce interlocks, briquette, and so many other things. So it's no longer waste, but rather a resource.
Let's take a break here, and when we return, we'll bring you the latest update on our COVID-19 coverage. Stay with us.
Alpha, say tomorrow still day on.
What's your tomorrow?
Community meeting now.
You know they here, Abi?
Now beggy. See, if we meet for my house, inside parlor, then go no.
This COVID-19 is not a child's play.
If we want to elect a new secretary, we fit to
Do one for WhatsApp, or for Skype, or even on Zoom. Or we just wait.
I will not negotiate.
This social distancing, it is non-negotiable.
Not every infected person shows symptoms, but every infected person is contagious. Avoid large gatherings and self-isolate if you think you might have come in contact with a carrier. Your safety and the safety of others is in your hands.
This message is from the Akin Fati Foundation in partnership with the National Orientation Agency with support from MacArthur.
Welcome back. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 643 new COVID-19 cases in 18 states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. This brings the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country to 34,259. In a late-night tweet on Wednesday, the health agency also confirmed 6 new deaths and 207 new recoveries. With the new deaths, Nigeria's fatality toll moved from 754 to 760, while the total number of recovered patients moved to 13,999 people. The NCDC further revealed that out of the current total cases of 19,500, 19,500 are active in 34 states and the FCT, while Kogi and Zamfara State have no current COVID-19 infections. Zinzi Mandela, the youngest daughter of South Africa's first black president, Nelson Mandela, tested positive for COVID-19 the day she died. Her son, Zondwa Mandela, revealed this in an interview, explaining that it was unclear if the disease caused her death. He added that the family is currently awaiting an autopsy report. Mandela died in a Johannesburg hospital earlier this week at the age of 59. She is likely to be buried on Friday morning. India has reported 32,695 new COVID-19 cases, which is the highest single-day surge so far, the Health Ministry revealed. Now, with this, the nationwide tally of cases in India has reached 970,169. Also, 606 deaths were reported over the past day, taking the death toll to 24,915, while 612,815 patients have recovered in the country at a rate of 63.24%. Let's take a break here to bring you business stories and more. Welcome back. The Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved the 2021 to 2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper with 12.66 trillion naira budget projection for each of the 3 fiscal years. The approval was given at a virtual meeting of the Council, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. Briefing journalists at the end of the meeting, Minister of State for Finance, Budget and National Planning, Clement Agba, listed other projections in the budget.
For the very first time in a very long while, all regions of the world are projected to experience negative growth in 2020. Although there are substantial differences across the individual countries, but only China is showing a 1% projected GDP growth. So based on these assumptions, we came up with the parameters that was presented to the Federal Executive Council today. So going by this MTF FSP, it is projected that in 2021 might have a budget size of about 12.66 trillion. And this will also trend in 2022 and 2023. Because of the pandemic and the implications of it, and the fiscal space where we don't have a lot of buffers, there might be need for some additional borrowing going forward.
MTN Nigeria PLC has commenced the trial of embedded SIM services on its network. The telecom company says the move is part of its drive to lead digital transformation, improve customer service experience, as well as quality service. During a virtual media launch of the eSIM, MTN Nigeria Chief Transformation Officer Bayo Adekombi revealed that the company received approval from the Nigeria Communications Commission (NCC) to begin the trial. Adekombi said the trial, which kicked off on Wednesday, July 16, 2020, would run for 1 year and will only be open to a limited number of subscribers who own compatible devices on a first-come, first-served basis. A Tanzanian governor, popular for creating a surveillance squad in 2018 to hunt down gay people, has resigned to seek a parliamentary seat in October's general elections. Paul Makonda announced his resignation as the administrative head of the economic capital Dar es Salaam on Twitter. He said he will seek the ruling party's nomination for a parliamentary seat in the city's Kigamboni suburb. Makonda attracted headlines during his 5-year term as the city's commissioner over his anti-gay campaign, leading to sanctions against him and his family by the U.S. in February. In August 2019, Makonda also hit the headlines over plans to create and publish a national database of married men to protect women from heartbreak. The 2022 Youth Olympic Games in Dakar, Senegal will now take place in 2026. This was announced by the International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach on Wednesday. The delay was as a result of the global health crisis generated by the coronavirus and the holding back by a year of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic and other major international sporting competitions. The inaugural Summer Youth Games was held by Senegal in 2010. Well, that's the latest from the newsroom at this time. Many thanks for joining us. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Bye for now.